Breaking. Did you hear what just went down in hip-hop that's shaking the internet like an earthquake? Imagine this. One of the most ruthless moguls in the game, Curtis, 50 Cent Jackson, the man who survived getting shot 9 times, built an empire, and laughed in the face of danger, suddenly seeing red over a social media video, not a diss track, not a rap battle, not some petty flex, no. This time it's personal, way too personal. Enter King Harris, T and Tiny Harris's 21-year-old son, who apparently decided that the best way to handle beef is to go nuclear. And what did he do? He brought up something that should never ever be brought up. Yes, he crossed the line. He disrespected 50 Cent's mother, a woman who was tragically murdered when he was just 8, on camera, on social media, for the world to see. You thought rap beefs were about bars, streams, and trophies. Think again. This isn't a battle over hits, it's a battle over blood, grief, and legacy. And now, the internet is on fire. So grab your popcorn, hold on to your headphones, and buckle up, because what you're about to hear is messy, shocking, and absolutely, undeniably explosive. Alright, let's set the scene, because what just happened in hip-hop is beyond chaotic. It is unprecedented, and it has everyone talking. This started as a simple versus challenge, a fun, competitive showcase of 2 music legends' catalogs. But it has spiraled into a drama that feels more like a Hollywood thriller than a rap battle. On one side is Curtis Jackson, better known as 50 Cent, a man who has survived 9 gunshots, street violence, bankruptcy, and countless media scandals, yet still stands as one of the most calculated and ruthless figures in entertainment. He built an empire from the ground up, from mixtapes on the corners of South Jamaica, Queens to multi-million-dollar television deals, business ventures, and investments that most people can only dream about. On the other side is T. Clifford Harris, a Southern rap icon, Grammy-winning artist, and a man whose catalog and influence helped define an era of hip-hop. T has never shied away from conflict, but he usually keeps it in the lanes of music and strategy. But then enters King Harris, a 21-year-old raised in the public eye. Watching his parents navigate fame, reality TV, and controversy, he decided that defending his mother meant crossing lines that few would dare approach. Tiny Harris, T.I.'s wife, is a Grammy-winning singer, part of the legendary 90s R&B group, Xscape, and a woman who has her own career, legacy, and fan base. She was not involved in any of this. She never said a word about 50 Cent. She never called anyone out. Yet 50 Cent, in true 50 fashion, posted an unflattering photo of her online, dragging a family member into a conflict that was already volatile. That is when King Harris exploded. He went on social media and delivered a message that shocked the internet. A message aimed directly at 50 Cent, referencing his deceased mother, Sabrina Jackson, who was tragically murdered when he was just 8 years old. Sabrina's death shaped 50 Cent's life in ways that are impossible to overstate. And now that trauma was brought into a feud that had begun with music. The reactions were immediate and explosive. Social media went wild. Fans were divided between admiration for his protective instincts and horror at the disrespectful escalation. The clips circulated faster than wildfire, with screenshots and reposts landing on every major hip-hop platform within hours. The internet thrives on outrage, and King Harris just supplied a headline that would not be ignored. T. The veteran reacted in a calculated way, heading straight to the studio to craft a diss track. That is the language hip-hop respects. Music is the arena where conflicts are meant to be fought, and T chose to channel his anger into art. King Harris chose social media and words that cannot be unsaid, words that carry emotional weight far beyond bars and beats. The contrast between the 2 responses is staggering. Curtis Jackson is a man who does not forget, who watches, who calculates, and who responds in ways that are deliberate and often devastating. King Harris, young, impulsive, and used to viral fame being a form of currency, threw a grenade into a minefield he may not fully understand. This is a generational collision. A clash between seasoned experience and youthful bravado, between street-hardened resilience and the recklessness of social media. At this point, this is no longer a versus challenge. It is no longer about bragging rights or musical superiority. It has become a personal and deeply emotional battle, touching on family, respect, and legacy. The stakes are sky-high, and the tension is unbearable. Every viewer online is watching. Every comment section is lit. And the ripples from this one video are spreading faster than anyone could have anticipated. This is a situation where instinct, pride, and history collide in a perfect storm, and it is only the beginning of what promises to be one of the most talked about moments in modern hip-hop. The tension didn't stop with King Harris's viral outburst. Once those words hit social media, it was like dropping a match into a barrel of gasoline. The internet erupted instantly, with commentators, fans, and self-proclaimed experts dissecting every syllable, every gesture, every implication. Some were cheering the young man for defending his mother, while others were horrified at how quickly this beef escalated beyond music. Every post, every reaction, every screenshot fed the fire. Social media platforms became war zones where opinions collided and nobody could look away. Meanwhile, 50 Cent, the man who built a career out of turning adversity into ammunition, did what he does best. He watched, he measured, and he prepared to respond. For Curtis Jackson, nothing is impulsive. Everything is a calculated move, a step in a game that he has been mastering for decades. This is a man who does not forget, who does not forgive lightly, and who has a long history of responding to anyone who crosses certain boundaries. Anyone who thinks they can provoke him without consequence is in for a rude awakening. As the story spread, speculation ran wild. Anonymous sources claimed that 50 Cent was furious, not just at the insult to him, but at the level of disrespect shown toward his late mother. Insiders suggested that he was consulting with his inner circle, reviewing old recordings, old messages, and even old interviews, preparing to respond in a way that would be both devastating and unforgettable. Fans began predicting what form this response might take. Would it be a scathing Instagram post, a video rant, or perhaps a new track designed to remind everyone why crossing 50 Cent is never a good idea? The suspense kept everyone glued to their screens, refreshing feeds, and sharing every leak and rumor as though it were breaking news. Meanwhile, T, seeing the chaos unfold around his son's outburst, remained focused on his strategy, channeling his energy into music. The sneak peek of his diss track already hinted at sharp, calculated bars aimed directly at 50 Cent. The studio became a war room, every lyric meticulously planned to balance aggression with precision, proving that veteran experience often trumps impulsive emotion. The larger implications of this feud cannot be overstated. What started as a musical challenge has now evolved into a highly personal and public spectacle involving family, legacy, and respect. The stakes are higher than ever. Discussions about morality, boundaries, and the unwritten rules of hip-hop have dominated comment sections. Fans debated whether involving family members, especially deceased parents, crosses an invisible line in the culture. Some argued that this is exactly why hip-hop thrives on intensity and passion, while others worried about the long-term consequences of normalizing such personal attacks. There is also the generational angle. King Harris represents a younger, digital native generation that measures influence in virality and engagement. Curtis Jackson represents a more experienced, disciplined side of the culture that understands the long memory of reputation. The collision of these two worlds has created a spectacle that feels unpredictable, dangerous, and captivating all at once. What remains to be seen is how this situation will unfold. One thing is certain: nobody involved will forget this. The internet will archive every clip, every post, every comment forever. The energy surrounding this feud is building to a level that few could have anticipated. Fans, pundits, and casual observers are all waiting with bated breath to see how Curtis Jackson will respond, how T will proceed, and whether King Harris will understand the magnitude of his words. The outcome will reverberate throughout hip-hop culture, influencing future generations, setting new boundaries, and reminding everyone that in the game of reputation, every move is consequential, and crossing the wrong line can change everything in an instant. So now the question is, what happens next? Will 50 Cent strike back in a way that leaves everyone speechless? Or will he take the high road? Though we all know that is not exactly his style, will T.I.'s diss track dominate the conversation and put him back in control of the narrative? Or will King Harris's viral explosion continue to shape the story? The internet is watching, the fans are waiting, and every single post, comment, and reaction is being analyzed like a chess game with real stakes. And here is the kicker: this is far from over. Every clip, every screenshot, every fiery comment is going to live online forever, becoming part of the legacy of this unprecedented feud. So we want to hear from you. Who do you think is in the right? Was King Harris justified in defending his mother? Or did he go too far? How do you think 50 Cent will respond? And do you see this ending in music, social media, or something completely unexpected? Drop your thoughts in the comments, weigh in on the conversation, and let us know your take on this explosive showdown. And if you don't want to miss the next update on this story, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because trust me, you do not want to blink, or you will miss the next shocking move in this escalating war.